This video is being recorded by the Nexigo N930AF. The AF stands for Autofocus, which is one of its major features. A couple of other features includes is a built-in microphone, a tripod-ready mount, a privacy shutter, and a 65-degree viewing angle. Personally, I feel that any good webcam should excel in 7 different categories. I used these categories in a previous video to review the Nexigo N660, which I will link in the description below. And today we will see how the Nexigo N930AF compares. But before we get into the review, I just want to give a little bit more information about the pricing. So I bought this webcam for $59.99 Canadian dollars in December of 2020 on Boxing Day. And the current price for this in January 2021 is $69, which I would say is the average price for this webcam and for webcams in general that contain autofocus. Interestingly though, when I look at the Amazon price tracker, I can see clearly that there was a price hike up to $150 to even $160 and then a sharp drop on Black Friday or Boxing Day. So be careful to not get fooled into thinking you're getting hundreds of dollars off when in reality you're most likely just getting $10 off. And keeping in mind that you can get webcams as cheap as $19 Canadian on Amazon, or you can go all the way up to the Logitech Brio, which is a 4K camera, which is a 4K webcam that costs over $290. So I find personally webcams in the $60 to $80 range will give you the best bang for buck. And now let's dive into the 7 categories. Number 1 is the resolution. The Nexigo 930 happens to have a 1080p Full HD resolution, which is ideal for today's environment, since most monitors, TVs, and laptops have at least a 1080p Full HD display. So definitely 1 point for the Nexigo in this category. Number 2 is the viewing angle. The Nexigo N930 is rated at a 65-degree viewing angle, and this number may seem lower than other webcams, but that's only because there is no fisheye effect on this camera, which is my personal preference. To give you a practical number, what you're seeing currently is 6 feet across from the edge of the screen to the other edge of the screen, and the camera is currently sitting 6 feet away from the back wall. I find the viewing angle on this webcam to be completely adequate for one person, but we can imagine 2 people sitting side by side would also fit perfectly fine within this viewing angle. Number 3 is lighting. Currently, I'm using my wife's vanity mirror and the lighting is abnormally good. But if I turn this mirror off, this is the lighting with just a single incandescent light bulb on the ceiling. Keep in mind that currently it is evening and there's no natural light coming in. It should also be mentioned that some webcams nowadays have a built-in ring light, which I will be reviewing in a later video. But considering that this does not have a ring light, it seems to be handling the lighting with the environmental light perfectly fine. So 1 point for Nexigo on the lighting category. Number 4 is the microphone. Currently, I'm actually using the U-Mic Lavalier microphone, and I find that typically having an external microphone will always be better than any built-in webcam microphone just because of the nature of the hardware. But I will be showing you guys a demonstration of what the built-in microphone sounds like now. So now I've switched over to the Nexigo N930AF microphone, and you can take a listen to see how the sound quality changes. Overall, it's probably still usable, but if you're going to be recording videos or speaking in some sort of conference, I would recommend having an external mic. The main difference in quality you can probably tell is there's a lack of bass and resonance. The sound is also a bit scratchier, and it picks up a lot more background noise as well. Number 5 is the privacy shutter, and this has become an increasingly important aspect of what you should expect your webcam to have. Unfortunately, The Nexigo comes shipped with a cheap stick-on plastic shutter that is not built into the webcam itself. You can get one of these very cheaply on Amazon, and often is the case if you ever try to adjust or move them, they break. So luckily they have shipped an extra spare, so clearly they're aware that these are breaking easily. But overall, I would say this is a deal breaker for me personally, as if I'm paying for a webcam and buying something brand new, I would expect it to have a built-in privacy shutter. So in this category, I cannot give a point to the Nexigo N930. Number 6 is the mount, and a couple of important things to have on a mount is a 360 swivel ball head, which I'm showing here. That's important if you're not on level ground. Also to consider is the overhang. So you can see here the part that covers the monitor is very minimal. A cool feature with this camera's mount is that you can add a tripod to it. So if you have one of those fancy Gorilla Pods or really any tripod, usually it's a standard size for the screw that screws in, you would be able to use that definitely with this webcam. The AF in Nexigo N930AF stands for autofocus. And autofocus is a very sought out feature on webcams and cameras in general. However, there is a point to be made where there is a delay when it comes to focusing in and focusing out of objects that are moving closer and further from the camera. So let's do a few tests to see how that works. So bringing in an item real close, it takes about 3 seconds before the text becomes sharp. And when we switch back to my face, which is further from the camera, it refocuses pretty quickly actually. So considering that the delay is not too bad on this camera, I would give this a thumbs up and a point for this category. In conclusion, we tested this webcam against 7 different categories. The resolution is good, the viewing angle is good, the lighting is absolutely fine. The microphone is as good as a built-in webcam microphone can really get. The privacy shutter is bad. I don't like it. However, it still works. So considering that it's working and they include 2 of them, I'm not really gonna dissuade you from purchasing just for just because of this one category. And the mount is absolutely fine. It works on any imaginable size screen or monitor. And the autofocus actually exceeds my expectations, because normally I've found on webcams that autofocusing can have a noticeable delay and sometimes can have this bounce effect where it's unable to settle on a specific focus and keeps on refocusing and unfocusing. So overall, if you're looking at buying this within this $50 to $60 range, it's definitely recommended. And as always, if there's any other webcams or products that you'd like to see a review on, please feel free to leave a comment and I will definitely do my best to get back to you. Thank you for watching. This has been another No BS review.